So you might be wondering where my black outback is. There was a video 3 months ago, buddy breaking the axle on me. Then nothing. Put a video up of a teal and black one. Not the same car. So this is a little update on it. It's been sitting here all winter. Getting a BRZ swap done on it. BRZ transmission at least. Gotta send this off, get the driver's side ear chopped off and put the all-wheel drive one on. Just so I don't have to cut the engine side of the bell housing for starter clearance. And I'm doing the R200 swap because these R160 axles do not hold up whatsoever. Can't even do a clutch kick without destroying them. Could have kept that transmission in it, but I ain't gonna worry about it. It's not quite as reliable as the BRZ would be. So I'm just gonna swap that in. Other things that going on, it's getting 350Z axles with the R200. Cresseter rotors for the S14 bearings that I'm using. Gotta wallow out gotta enlarge the hole. And today, checking out, seeing if factory rear calipers will work with this thicker rotor. Because the factory rotors on the rear of Outbacks are, as you can see, a non-vented rotor. So I gotta see if that caliper bracket will work. If not, gotta go to parts store, pick up a set of WRX ones, then possibly make a custom backing plate for everything to fit. And on top of that, I gotta Dremel out the holes where the bearing sits in. Because conveniently enough, S14 bearing, the hub on the bearing that goes in the knuckle, it's the same size as Subaru ones. Just the bolt pattern's just a little bit off. So that's what's going on with it. Hopefully it'll be up and running by April. It's kind of my goal. Been a little too fucking cold this winter to really do anything. Even that thing. Oh, that's loud as hell, so don't really like using it. Another thing that I've been doing over the winter, I extended both my lower control arms by, I don't know, about an inch and a half. Probably not enough for an angle kit on one of these, but I'll see how it goes. I gotta extend my tie rods now. My knuckles, they're cut. They're just off at a machine shop getting welded up. Soon, hopefully. Just got one of the trailing arms off because, as I was saying, I gotta Dremel those holes out a little bit, widen them out, fit the S14 bearing. But this bore right here is completely the same between Subaru and I guess S14 240SX. And I also figured I didn't want to take this caliper bracket off with it sitting on the ground because, yeah, you got to go through the trailing arm to get at those bolts. Well, I kind of feel like a dumbass. I just took the caliper bracket off. That's part one of the bolts. Yeah, it turns out I used the wrong bolts. They fit the thread pitch. I thought they were the right length. Clearly, they weren't. Even ate into the rotor. Kind of feel like an idiot for that, not gonna lie. Oh well, always next time, right? Yep. I'm gonna have to go get those WRX rotors. Or not rotors, fucking calipers. Yep, I kind of knew that was gonna happen. Oh well. Excuse you. I had a feeling I was not gonna be able to use the stock calipers. And for some reason, O'Reilly's and shit like that, they don't have options for vented rear rotors on the legacy Outback platform. Pretty sure that from what I've been told, that the legacy GTs from 05 to 09 had vented rotors on the rear, but every time they look up part numbers for the rear calipers, they all come up the same. So going with something that I know will have vented rotors, which is why I picked WX. So I'll have to bring this to parts store with me just so see if I can use that backing plate. And if not, oh well, I can always build one, use this as a template, build one. Probably put it on my daily because I don't have parking brake right now. And their caliper bracket on the global platform cars, so like 08 Impreza and up and 2010 Legacy and Outback and up, it's all the same platform. So they all have the same rear knuckle setup. It's not like this, it's a aluminum knuckle. It's weird to describe, but their backing plates just hold the mini drums. So I can use the backing plate and run a hydro on my daily. Sounds like a good time, not gonna lie. Sounds like a really good time. Well, on to getting this drummed out. Don't worry, I broke them all free by hand. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, the backing plate looks like it's in good condition. Oh yeah, it is. I think I did just change it pretty much too when I got the car back up and running. So I bought this car back in like September of 21, something like that. September, November. Slapped the motor that was in it, that's in it now, back in like a year ago, a little over a year ago. Swapped in a manual transmission that had the center diff mod basically all welded up, so it's just all you have to do is take apart the axle cups in the front. You have rear wheel drive, and I drove it like that. Drove it like that for on and off around the summer. It's fun, but as I said earlier, I kept popping axles left and fucking right. I don't want to do that. So last summer, drove down to Connecticut, picked up an R200. Didn't realize that the R200 came in the 280Z, 270Z back in the 70s. So I got one of them, and I got the axle stubs modified. So this would have accepted a U-joint, but I ordered the Villains flanges instead of getting the whole like stub axle that adapts a R200 to 350Z axles. Ordered myself the Togue Factory 240 to 350Z axle kit. Hopefully these won't be too long. They probably are, but fuck around and find out, I guess. Oh, before I forget, let me show you what I mean by the S14 bearing. Has the same bore that goes into the knuckle. So, if I just turn that around, and I just set that in there like such. Oh, that was a little rough. Now you can actually see how close this bolt pattern is. Like, it's super fucking close. And the bore is the same. The only downside of doing this setup is that you go from a 50100 bolt pattern to a 501 14.3. Only downside of it, honestly. I'll get some WRX wheels or something like that, like 16 and up. Or might just buy another set of Steelies, some 17s or 18s, whatever it may be. It's kind of like what I got right there. And just run it like that. Run Steelies on the back, run factory alloys on the front. I think that'll be good.